Children carried small lanterns, moving along winding paths and tracing gentle patterns. Their steps were deliberate, measured, as if each footfall mattered. Families paused often, adjusting lanterns, whispering softly, laughing quietly. A cat wound between the legs of passers-by, tail flicking lazily, eyes half closed, moving at a pace entirely its own. Even the wind seemed to have slowed here, drifting gently across rooftops and alleys, carrying the faint scent of flowers, herbs, and warm earth. The traveler climbed a narrow stair within the tower itself. The steps were worn smooth by countless feet over countless years, yet each tread invited careful attention. Reaching a small balcony, they looked out over the city. Roofs of muted clay and slate stretched outward in uneven waves. Lanterns glimmered softly below. People moved like gentle ripples across the streets, each in harmony with their own moment. From this height, the city felt vast, yet intimate, full of life, yet serene, timeless, yet ever-changing. Returning to the square, the traveler joined a small circle gathered beneath the tower. Elders told stories of rivers that wound endlessly, of birds nesting in the same tree across decades, of leaves that had fallen and returned with each season. Children listened, tracing patterns in the dust, humming softly. Everyone's breath fell into a slow, steady rhythm, a quiet heartbeat of the city itself. The traveler inhaled deeply, letting the calm seep into body and mind. Even as night approached fully, the city's gentle pulse continued. Lanterns cast warm, glowing circles. Across streets and rooftops, citizens adjusted them carefully, observing the subtle shadows and light. Some lingered in small courtyards, speaking softly to one another. Others walked slowly through alleys, listening to the faint murmur of water, the rustle of leaves, the soft brush of footsteps on stone. Every motion was unhurried, deliberate, and calming, inviting the traveler to slow with them. The traveler wandered once more to the Hall of Petal Books. Its doors, carved with vines and petals, glowed faintly in the lantern light. Inside, the volumes smelled of lavender, pine, rose, and sage. Caretakers moved quietly, brushing dust from fragile pages. The traveler opened a book, inhaling deeply, feeling the seasons drift through the hall. Spring's first blossom, summer's warmth, autumn's crisp leaves, and winter's stillness. Each page turned slowly, a gentle rhythm for the mind, a soft lullaby for attention and presence. Hours passed, unnoticed, measured not by clocks, but by the unfolding of life, of stories, of seasons, of quiet, deliberate care. Exiting the hall, the traveler felt the city's rhythm fully settle into body and mind. Each street, each bench, each fountain whispered of patience, attention, and the slow unfolding of moments. It was lived softly, deliberately, completely. The traveler returned once more to the Tower of Stillness, resting beneath its silent hands. Lanterns flickered overhead. Here, in the quiet heart of the city, the traveler finally allowed sleep to descend. Carried by the unhurried pulse of life, the calm rhythm of moments, and the soft, endless lullaby of streets that had forgotten time. As night deepened over the city, the streets softened under the glow of lanterns. Each lantern swayed slightly in the breeze, casting pools of gentle light that stretched across the cobblestones. The air was cool and fragrant, carrying hints of herbs, flowers, and the warmth of distant ovens. citizens moved slowly, deliberately, as if every step, every gesture, was measured not by hours, but by attention and care. The traveler wandered quietly among them, absorbing the calm rhythm of life. Near the Tower of Stillness, families gathered in small clusters. Children carried tiny lanterns in soft patterns, tracing gentle circles and paths through the square. Elders told stories in hushed voices, speaking of rivers that curved endlessly, of trees that had watched over generations, of the quiet songs of birds across seasons. The traveler listened, inhaling the calm, letting the low, steady murmur of voices sink into their chest and spread to every limb along the fountain's edge. Water trickled slowly over worn stone, creating a soft, continuous hum. Citizens traced shapes in the damp dust, rearranged small stones, or simply rested, eyes half closed. A cat curled up beneath a bench. A dog lay quietly in a patch of light. Birds settled softly in nearby trees. Even the wind seemed slower here, drifting lazily through alleys and courtyards, brushing the traveler's face with a gentle caress. The wanderer moved toward a quiet garden tucked between buildings. Its trees were tall and ancient, branches heavy with leaves that shimmered in the soft lantern light. Citizens wandered slowly beneath them, whispering softly, pausing often to admire a flower, trace a leaf with fingers, or inhale the fragrance of herbs hung to dry. The traveler joined them, feeling the deliberate calm of each step, the soft weight of time forgotten, the gentle rhythm of a city alive without urgency. From a high balcony overlooking the square, the traveler observed the Tower of Stillness. Its hands remained frozen, yet the city thrummed with life below. Lanterns glimmered in soft patterns, reflecting off windows and cobblestones. People moved in slow, deliberate ways, pausing often to listen, to adjust a lantern, to speak quietly. Even the smallest gestures, a leaf turned, a stone moved, a breath inhaled, seemed imbued with intention. The traveler returned to the fountain, resting their hands on its cool, smooth stone. They inhaled deeply, savoring the soft fragrances of night, the lingering scent of blooms, the faint warmth of baked bread, the earthy freshness of cobblestones damp with dew. A child's laugh drifted across the square, gentle and fleeting. Elders continued their stories, each word slow, each pause deliberate, carrying the quiet weight of years without urgency. As midnight approached, the city seemed to exhale, a slow, steady breath that filled every street and alley with calm. Citizens paused in their tasks, adjusting lanterns, resting on benches, or lying quietly on patches of grass. The traveler walked slowly among them, noticing the small details, the curve of a roof, the sway of a lantern, the gentle reflection of light on water. Each moment felt full, complete, unhurried, and timeless. Finally, the wanderer lay down on a soft patch of grass beneath the Tower of Stillness. Lanterns glowed overhead, casting a gentle warmth across the face. The murmur of voices, the trickle of water, the rustle of leaves, and the soft movements of people blended into a lullaby. Each breath slowed, each heartbeat matched the quiet rhythm of the city. Time had been forgotten. Here, in the gentle embrace of streets that measured life, not in hours, but in awareness, the traveler drifted fully into rest. The night carried on softly. Lanterns swayed in the breeze, their glow flickering like a calm pulse. The air smelled faintly of herbs, flowers, and earth. The city's quiet heartbeat filled every corner. The travelers' eyes closed completely, their bodies sinking into the gentle embrace of the moment. In this city where clocks forgot, sleep arrived not abruptly, not urgently, but as a soft tide, flowing gently over every stone, every lantern, every person. The wanderer, embraced by the calm rhythm of streets, fountains, gardens, and stories, let themselves drift, carried by the unhurried pulse of life itself. Here, there was no need to measure hours. There was only presence, only gentle attention, only the soft, endless unfolding of moments that had always been here, waiting to be noticed. And so, beneath the Tower of Stillness, amidst lanterns, gardens, and whispers, the city and the traveler moved together in slow harmony. Breathing matched the gentle sway of lanterns. Steps softened into stillness, and the story itself became a quiet lullaby. In the heart of this timeless place, the wanderer slept, and the city continued its gentle rhythm, patient, calm, and endlessly serene, to the quiet streets and lantern-lit squares of the city where clocks have forgotten time, letting the gentle pace of this story guide your breathing. The air is cool and soft, carrying the faint scent of earth, herbs, and distant blossoms. Step forward slowly, letting the city's calm pulse wrap around you like a warm, patient cloak. The traveler begins their next day's wanderings in a district farther from the Tower of Stillness. Here, the streets are narrower, shaded by tall buildings whose rooftops tilt and curve in quiet asymmetry. The stones underfoot are worn smooth, their surfaces polished by centuries of gentle footsteps. Sunlight filters through gaps in the walls, creating patches of soft warmth on the cool stone. Citizens move slowly, deliberately, each step measured, each gesture careful and attentive. A woman tends a small herb stall along one street, arranging bundles of thyme, sage, and lavender with precise, deliberate motions. She inhales each fragrance before setting it in place, savoring its subtle warmth. Nearby, a child kneels on the cobblestones, tracing shapes in dust with a small stick, eyes intent, body still. The traveler watches, noticing the rhythm of life here, deliberate, patient, and full of quiet intention. Welcome, dear listener, to another calm journey with boring history for sleep. Tonight, we will wander together into a city unlike any you have ever known. Before we begin, settle into a comfortable position. Let your body rest, your breathing fall into a slow rhythm, and your mind soften. Allow the world outside this moment to fade gently. The streets we are about to explore are quiet, timeless, and full of small wonders. There are no ticking clocks here to hurry you, no sudden demands to startle you, just the soft unfolding of a story, a city, and the slow rhythm of life itself. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of this city, where the first light of morning drifts lazily over rooftops of muted stone. The air is cool and soft, carrying the faint fragrance of earth, warmed by the sun, of herbs hanging in doorways, and of distant bread being baked. You take a slow breath, letting it fill your lungs, and step forward, letting your feet move in harmony with your own unhurried pace. The city greets you gently, as though it has been waiting quietly for your arrival. The streets curve and twist, cobbled stones smooth beneath your feet. moving slowly, delighting in the weight and rhythm of their own body. Nearby, a woman carries a basket of fresh herbs, adjusting each bundle with care, inhaling their faint scent as she moves. Everything here has its own tempo. Nothing demands haste. You notice that even the sun seems to rise without urgency, spilling golden light across rooftops as though time itself is stretching, expanding, and pausing to notice each moment. Stepping into the first square, your attention is drawn to a fountain. At its center, water trickles over stone edges with a soft, steady murmur. A few citizens are gathered nearby, some seated on smooth benches, others leaning against the fountain's base, their eyes half closed, breathing in the calm. A river shifting its course, a bird that nested in the same tree for years. Each word is deliberate, unhurried, unfolding slowly like petals opening in spring. In the distance, the faint outline of a tall tower catches your eye. Its hands do not move, frozen in a silent moment that belongs to everyone and no one. This is the Tower of Stillness, and as you walk toward it, the city's rhythm begins to settle into your own body. Each step slows, each breath lengthens, each heartbeat aligns with the gentle pulse of the streets. You are no longer merely an observer. You are part of the city's quiet unfolding, moving with it, breathing with it, noticing every detail with care. Along the way, you encounter a small market arranged without strict rows or schedules. Bowls of fruit glisten faintly, baskets of herbs emit soft fragrances, and jars of honey shine like captured sunlight. Merchants move slowly among their wares, arranging them with attention, adjusting positions until each item seems to belong exactly where it rests. There is no rush, no clamor. People pause to admire, to touch, to smell, and then move on. Here are ancient branches, heavy with leaves that shimmer in the soft sunlight. Children listen with careful attention, tracing the outlines of leaves in the dirt, humming softly as they move their hands. Here, even the simplest gestures, turning a leaf, arranging a stone, listening to a story, are full, complete, and unhurried. Eventually, the path leads to a hall tucked between two buildings, its doors carved with vines and delicate petals. This is the Hall of Petal Books, where every volume is made from pressed flowers. Each book carries a faint scent: lavender, rose, pine, wild herbs, and the air itself seems perfumed by centuries of careful preservation. Caretakers move silently among the shelves, brushing dust from fragile pages, arranging books with hands as gentle as a whisper. Turning the pages, the seasons unfold in slow, fragrant progression. Spring drifts into summer, summer into autumn, autumn into winter, and each breath you take matches the calm unfolding of these delicate moments. Hours pass, or perhaps only moments. Here, time no longer matters. The hall is filled with a soft hum, the careful rustle of pages, the faint fragrance of petals, and the gentle rhythm of lives lived slowly, thoughtfully, fully. You leave the hall with your senses tuned to the city's quiet pulse. The streets are softer now, touched by the fragrances and reflections of the books. You move gently, noticing the curve of a roof, the smoothness of a stone underfoot, light drifting across a quiet wall. Yet they do not demand beneath it. Citizens gather quietly, speaking in murmurs, telling soft stories of rivers, leaves, and clouds. You join them, sitting on a cool stone bench. The air is filled with the soft pulse of voices, the murmur of steps, and the faint trickle of the fountain. The city has no master clock, yet its rhythm flows steadily, calmly, endlessly. You feel it in your body, in your breath, in the slow unfolding of your thoughts. Night falls slowly, and lanterns are lit one by one, casting gentle pools of warm light across the square. Children carry small lanterns, walking in soft, deliberate patterns. Families adjust their lights with care, and elders tell stories of stars and seasons, their voices low and soothing. The traveler, you, walks among them, breathing deeply, feeling the calm pulse of the city resonate through your being. Time is forgotten. Moments are measured not by hands or hours, but by attention, care, and presence. Finally, you lie down on a soft patch of grass near the fountain, the lanterns casting a gentle glow across your face. The murmur of the city, the soft glimmer of lantern light, the rustle of leaves, and the trickle of water blend into a lullaby. Here, beneath the Tower of Stillness, you are part of the city, part of its calm, endless rhythm. Time has been forgotten, and in forgetting it, you are free to rest, to drift, and fragrant, carrying faint hints of dew, distant flowers, and the lingering warmth of baked bread. Each step on the cobbled streets felt deliberate, slow, full of awareness. The city welcomed them again in its gentle, unhurried way, as if the streets themselves remembered every visitor and allowed them to move at their own pace. Turning a corner, the traveler found a small alleyway where sunlight fell in thin, golden beams. Along its sides, homes of muted stone rested quietly. Smoke rose lazily from chimneys, curling in soft spirals toward the sky. In one doorway, a woman arranged small jars of honey, adjusting their alignment with precise, careful motions, inhaling the sweetness with a faint, reflective smile. Across the way, a child traced circles in the dust with a stick, eyes focused, body still, immersed entirely in this slow, deliberate play. Everywhere the traveler looked, life moved according to its own rhythm. A man leaned against a wall, sharpening a wooden tool. The rasp of stone against wood sounded soft and continuous, a gentle undertone beneath the hum of the city. Nearby, a young couple walked hand in hand, speaking in low, measured tones. Each movement, each word, seemed deliberate, as if measured not by clocks, but by attention and care. The traveler absorbed this rhythm, feeling their own steps slow, their breath deepen. Its hands remained frozen, yet the space around it pulsed with quiet life. Citizens moved beneath it in soft circles, pausing, listening, resting, or speaking in whispers. Some adjusted lanterns that hung above benches, letting their glow sway in the gentle evening breeze. Others traced shapes in the dirt with fingers, or set small stones into careful patterns that seemed almost ceremonial, yet without pressure or ceremony. The traveler wandered closer, noticing how the citizens treated each moment like a small treasure. A child rested their head against a parent's shoulder, breathing slowly, eyes half closed. An elder adjusted the hem of a robe, each movement measured and careful, then offered a quiet nod to a neighbor passing by. A merchant gently lifted a fruit, inhaled its fragrance, and placed it back down, seemingly enjoying the sensation more than any transaction. Near the base of the tower, The fountain whispered a steady murmur, each droplet falling like a small bell, yet without urgency. The traveler rested a hand against the smooth stone edge, feeling the cool, steady pulse of water beneath fingertips. Across the square, lanterns flickered as dusk deepened, casting long, soft shadows. The city itself seemed to exhale, a slow, calming breath that filled every street, every alley, every stone with quiet life. The traveler walked quietly beside them, observing the delicate care in each gesture. A woman adjusted a lantern, pausing to study the shadows it cast. A man traced patterns in the dust with careful fingers. A child dropped a small flower onto a bench, a silent offering, unobserved yet meaningful. Even the animals participated. A cat curled beneath a wall, eyes half closed. A dog lay along the path, breathing slowly. Birds settled softly in branches. Each presence, human or animal, contributed to the gentle harmony of the city at rest. Near the Tower of Stillness, the fountain murmured steadily, its sound blending with the soft shuffle of footsteps, the faint whispers of stories, and the rustle of leaves. Citizens paused often, taking moments to inhale deeply, adjust lanterns, or simply breathe. The traveler sat at the fountain's edge, hands resting on cool stone, letting every sight, sound, and scent drift slowly into awareness. The city's heartbeat, a quiet lullaby from the terraces above. The traveler could see rooftops, winding streets, and softly glowing windows. The city appeared as a living tapestry, each person a thread, moving in deliberate, patient patterns. Even the smallest gestures, the tilt of a head, the adjustment of a robe, the lifting of a hand to touch a leaf, carried meaning, a gentle echo of care and presence. The traveler inhaled, exhaling slowly, allowing their mind to soften, their body to relax, and their thoughts to drift like lantern light across quiet streets in a hidden courtyard. A small circle of citizens gathered beneath a flowering tree. They traced patterns in the sand, placed smooth stones carefully, and whispered tales of leaves and rivers. Children observed, copying the motions with careful attention, learning the rhythm of patience and deliberate awareness. The traveler joined them, moving slowly, tracing patterns with fingertips, inhaling the delicate fragrance of blossoms, feeling a deep calm settle into every muscle, every thought, every breath. As the night deepened further, lanterns glowed more brightly in contrast to the soft darkness. Citizens paused entirely, leaning against benches, lying on patches of grass, or resting beneath trees. Their presence, silent and attentive, filled the city with a gentle, rhythmic pulse. The traveler observed and absorbed this slow, deliberate life, letting every sensation, light, scent, sound, and movement become a lullaby for the mind and body. Finally, the traveler returned to the base of the Tower of Stillness. Its unmoving hands, frozen in time, looked down on streets and alleys flowing with gentle life. Lanterns glowed softly above, fountains trickled, and the murmurs of citizens blended with the soft rustle of leaves. The traveler lay down on a patch of soft grass, eyes closing fully. Every sound, scent, and subtle motion of the city became a gentle tide, flowing over them, calming them, carrying them effortlessly toward sleep here beneath the Tower of Stillness. Surrounded by the soft glow of lanterns, the gentle murmur of water, and the slow rhythm of attentive citizens, the traveler drifted completely. Time was forgotten. There was only presence, only care, only the quiet, endless unfolding of life, measured in attention and awareness. In this timeless city, sleep came not abruptly, not urgently, but as a soft tide, gentle and patient, carrying the wanderer deep into rest, into dreams, and into the slow, eternal pulse of the city itself, to the city where clocks have forgotten their measure. Before we step forward, settle comfortably, allowing your body to sink into softness, your breathing to lengthen, and your mind to quiet. Let your senses become attuned to this world of calm streets, gentle lantern light, and slow, deliberate movements. With each breath, feel the city's rhythm flowing into you, aligning your pulse with its quiet, patient heartbeat. The traveler rises slowly at the edge of the Tower of Stillness, stepping onto the cobblestones of the square. Lanterns glow softly around them, casting gentle reflections on the smooth stone. Fountains murmur quietly in the corners, and the subtle rustle of leaves drifts through the air. Citizens move deliberately beneath the tower, tracing slow patterns, adjusting lanterns, or pausing to inhale the delicate scent of flowers. Each gesture, each breath, each movement seems measured not by hours, but by attention, care, and presence. Asterisk moving closer to the tower. The traveler notices its base more clearly. The stone walls are worn smooth, their surfaces etched with faint carvings of leaves, birds, and winding rivers. Tiny nooks along the walls hold small plants, each thriving in a patch of soft sunlight or gentle shade. Citizens pause at these nooks, brushing lightly against petals, tracing the lines of carvings, or simply sitting in the calm shade, inhaling scents and letting time pass slowly. The traveler bends to touch a carved leaf, feeling the subtle grooves beneath fingertips, noting the care and patience with which it was created. Ascending the wide, spiraling staircase inside the tower, each step is worn smooth by countless footsteps over centuries. The traveler moves slowly, feeling each tread beneath their feet, inhaling the faint scent of stone, earth, and lingering candlelight. A soft draft drifts upward, carrying the distant murmur of voices from the square below. Each turn of the spiral allows a new glimpse of the city, rooftops, lanterns, and winding alleys appearing through narrow windows like fragments of a living tapestry on a high balcony halfway up the tower. The traveler pauses. From here, the city stretches in every direction, illuminated by soft lantern light and the fading glow of twilight. Streets curve unpredictably, rooftops rise and fall in gentle waves, and alleys fold in upon themselves like quiet secrets. Citizens move below in measured patterns, adjusting lanterns, tracing shapes in the dust, or resting quietly on benches. Children hum softly as they walk, elders whisper tales of seasons and rivers, and animals meander gently among the streets. Every detail, from the tilt of a lantern to the ripple of water in a fountain, contributes to a slow, harmonious rhythm that fills the traveler with calm. Descending slightly, the traveler reaches a small chamber within the tower, filled with delicate objects, pressed flowers, smooth stones, tiny figurines, and intricate wooden carvings. Caretakers move slowly among the shelves, dusting lightly, adjusting objects with gentle hands. The air carries the faint fragrance of herbs, wax, and earth. The traveler picks up a small wooden bird, inhaling its subtle scent, and feels the patient rhythm of the city pulse through them. Each object, cared for over centuries, is a testament to deliberate attention, presence, and gentle passage of time. Exiting the tower once more, the traveler is drawn toward a hidden district beyond the square. Narrow alleys, wind like rivers, opening onto small courtyards where lanterns hang low, swaying softly in the breeze. Flowers bloom in shaded corners, releasing faint, calming fragrances. Citizens move carefully among these spaces, pausing to inhale, adjust lanterns, or touch petals and leaves. Children and elders alike trace gentle patterns on stone floors, learning the rhythm of patience and observation. The traveler follows, each step slow and intentional, breathing in harmony with the city's quiet pulse. At the heart of this district, a small garden opens beneath the glow of hanging lanterns. Trees sway gently, their leaves shimmering faintly. In the soft light, citizens gather beneath them in quiet circles, whispering softly, sharing stories not of events, but of sensations. The smell of rain, the texture of bark, the warmth of sunlight on skin, the faint taste of honeyed bread. Children observe and imitate with delicate care. Elders speak in low, measured tones, and the traveler sits among them, letting the slow, deliberate rhythm of life wash over every sense. Night deepens, and the city exhales as lanterns cast longer. Softer reflections across stone walls and rooftops. The traveler moves gently back toward the Tower of Stillness, pausing beneath its silent hands. Citizens rest beneath trees, benches, and fountains. Soft laughter drifts from children, mingling with murmurs of elders and the distant murmur of water. The traveler lies down on a soft patch of grass, eyes closing slowly, letting the quiet rhythm of this magical city sink fully into mind, body, and soul. Here, in the heart of the city, the pulse of life is steady, calm, and endlessly patient. Lanterns sway gently above, fountains trickle softly, and the whispers of citizens blend with the rustle of leaves. Time has been forgotten, and with it, all urgency. The traveler breathes in sync with the city, each heartbeat a soft echo of deliberate care. Sleep drifts down like a gentle tide, carrying the wanderer deep into calm dreams beneath the Tower of Stillness. In the city where clocks have forgotten their measure, as the traveler rises from the soft patch of grass beneath the Tower of Stillness, the city seems to breathe around them. Lanterns sway gently in the faint night breeze, casting pools of warm light on cobblestones and alleys. A faint fragrance of herbs, flowers, and earth drifts through the air, soft and subtle, curling around each step. Citizens move quietly, deliberately, each gesture and breath measured, as if time itself has slowed to accommodate their presence. The air carries the soft murmur of voices. People speak in hushed tones, not rushing to convey meaning but letting each word unfold slowly. A man leans against a wall, smoothing the rough surface of a freshly baked loaf, inhaling its faint warmth. Across the street, a child's laughter rises softly as they chase a floating leaf, their movements unhurried and precise. Each small detail, the tilt of a head, the shift of a hand, the ripple of a smile, forms part of the city's gentle heartbeat. Turning a corner, the traveler discovers a courtyard hidden behind a carved wooden gate. In its center, a fountain trickles with steady murmurs. The water glides over stone edges, splashing softly, a rhythmic whisper that soothes and invites calm. Around the fountain, citizens gather in quiet circles. Some trace patterns in sand, others place smooth stones into gentle arrangements. Children imitate their elders, learning the deliberate patience of each movement. All actions are unhurried, harmonious, a delicate dance of attention and care. The traveler notices a small cafe tucked along the edge of the courtyard. Its patrons sit quietly, sipping warm drinks from soft, glowing cups. Conversation is slow, measured, each word allowed to linger. A woman folds a letter with careful hands, her movements precise and thoughtful, pausing often to inhale the gentle scent of ink and paper. The traveler takes a seat at a nearby bench, letting the quiet rhythm of the courtyard flow into body and mind, settling the heartbeat into the city's slow cadence. Alongside the fountain, a narrow alley leads to a tiny garden. Trees sway gently in the breeze, their leaves casting dappled shadows across the ground. Flowers of muted colors release faint fragrances, blending into a subtle, calming perfume. Citizens move carefully between paths, pausing to touch petals, trace leaves, or inhale scents. A child picks a fallen blossom and places it on a bench, a quiet offering that requires no acknowledgement. The traveler continues to wander, absorbing the textures, the fragrances, the slow, deliberate harmony of life. Above, the Tower of Stillness rises, silent yet full of meaning. Its unmoving hands watch over the city, but no one hurries or glances. Anxiously, people move beneath it in soft, flowing circles. Some adjust lanterns to cast light on benches or fountains. Others rest quietly, lying in patches of grass or leaning against stone walls, eyes closed, breathing in the calm night air. The traveler moves among them, each step slow, each breath drawn out, aligning with the city's quiet pulse. The sun dips lower, casting long, warm shadows across the alleys. Lanterns begin to glow, soft and patient, revealing streets in gentle light. Citizens pause to adjust them, ensuring that every corner is touched by warmth. Families gather near fountains, elders continue quiet stories, and children move in slow patterns, tracing shapes on the stone, their soft laughter blending with the murmur of water. The traveler sits on a low wall, watching, breathing, letting every detail sink gently into mind and body. In the far corner of this district, a narrow doorway leads to a hall filled with soft, diffused light. Inside, the walls are lined with shelves carrying small objects, pressed leaves, smooth stones, delicate wooden carvings. Caretakers move quietly among them, dusting, arranging, and handling each with reverent care. The traveler touches a smooth, wooden figurine, feeling the warmth of centuries in its curves, inhaling the faint scent of wax and earth. The city's rhythm is palpable here, deliberate, patient, and endlessly calm. The traveler leaves the hall of delicate objects and moves toward a quieter part of the city, a district where the streets curve unexpectedly and the rooftops lean together in soft, crooked patterns. Here, sunlight filters through narrow gaps between buildings, creating gentle patches of warmth on the cobblestones. Every surface seems polished by years of careful footsteps, and the traveler notices how even the walls, with their muted colors, and worn textures exude a sense of calm and presence along these streets. A small bakery emits a faint aroma of bread and herbs. A baker leans over a table, folding dough with slow, deliberate motions. Each fold is precise, yet unhurried, a careful rhythm that seems to echo the heartbeat of the district. Children sit nearby, watching quietly, their attention fully absorbed, learning the pace of patience in this gentle world. The traveler pauses, inhaling the subtle scent of warm flour and soft spices, feeling the city's calm pulse sink into their chest. Nearby, an open courtyard reveals a circle of citizens gathered around a low fountain. Some trace shapes in the water with fingers. Others carefully place smooth stones into gentle arrangements. Elders murmur stories of leaves drifting across rivers, of birds nesting in the same trees for years, of clouds that linger in the sky for entire seasons. The children mimic these actions, their movements measured, as if learning an ancient, silent language of patience. The traveler joins them, their body slowing to match the quiet cadence of the square. The streets themselves seem alive with this gentle rhythm. A stray cat curls atop a low wall, tail flicking lazily, eyes half closed, undisturbed by the soft footfalls of passersby. A dog lies stretched on warm stone, breathing evenly, while the wind drifts through alleyways carrying faint scents of flowers, herbs, and earth. Every sound, every motion, every breath contributes to the city's calm heartbeat. The traveler walks slowly, noticing each detail, letting it sink into awareness, letting the mind drift with the soft pulse of life here. High above, the Tower of Stillness watches silently. Its unmoving hands seem to mark nothing, yet everything moves in harmony beneath it. Lanterns begin to glow faintly along streets and alleys, casting soft golden light on walls and windows. Citizens adjust them carefully, pausing to study the shadows they cast, letting the patterns of light ripple across the stones. Some carry small lanterns in winding paths, children and elders alike tracing shapes that weave together into slow, deliberate dances of illumination. In a hidden garden tucked behind a gate of twisted wood, the traveler finds a small gathering. Citizens sit in circles on moss-covered stone, whispering softly, sharing memories not of time or events, but of senses, the scent of rain on earth, the texture of leaves, the warmth of sun on skin. Children watch, hands folded in their laps, learning patience not through instruction but by presence. The traveler sits among them, listening, inhaling, allowing the soft layering of voices, scents, and movements to lull the mind into calmness. The night deepens gradually, and lanterns burn steadily in every corner. Citizens pause in their tasks, leaning against walls, tracing patterns in the dust, or resting quietly beneath trees. Each action is deliberate, infused with attention, care, and awareness. Even the small animals of the district participate in this gentle rhythm. Birds settling in branches, cats moving slowly along ledges, and dogs exhaling softly beside their humans. Every detail contributes to the city's quiet heartbeat, and the traveler feels it sinking with their own body. A narrow alley leads to a small chapel where faint candlelight flickers through stained glass. The air smells faintly of wax, wood, and herbs. Citizens enter quietly, kneeling or sitting on benches, eyes closed, breathing deeply. No sound of hymn or song interrupts the calm. Only the faint hum of presence, the slow inhalation and exhalation, the steady rhythm of attentive hearts. The traveler steps inside, kneeling softly, letting the quiet flow through every limb and thought. Time is meaningless here. Only presence matters. After some time, the traveler leaves the chapel, walking toward a terrace overlooking the district. From this height, rooftops, lanterns, and winding streets form a tapestry of calm, light, and shadow. Citizens below move in slow patterns, adjusting lanterns, resting, or tracing shapes. The air carries the soft murmurs of voices, the gentle trickle of fountains, and the faint rustle of leaves. Each breath and each heartbeat of the traveler aligns naturally with the rhythm of the city. A gentle symphony of calm awareness. Finally, the traveler finds a quiet courtyard, lit by lanterns and filled with the faint fragrance of blooming flowers. A bench beneath an ancient tree invites rest. The traveler settles, feeling the steady heartbeat of the city, the soft pulse of lantern light, the murmur of voices, the trickle of water, and the rustle of leaves. All sensations blend into a gentle, endless lullaby. Time has no meaning, yet life flows fully and richly, deliberately and calmly. Night settled softly over the district, draping every rooftop, alley, and courtyard in muted darkness, softened only by the warm glow of lanterns. Their light flickered gently, casting long, undulating shadows that stretched across the cobblestones and walls. The air was cool and fragrant, carrying faint hints of herbs, flowers, and the lingering warmth of ovens. Citizens moved slowly, deliberately, as though every gesture, every step, every breath were part of a carefully measured ritual. Beneath the glow of lanterns, children carried small lights in slow patterns, their movements winding gracefully through streets and courtyards. Elders whispered stories of rivers bending lazily, clouds lingering over hills, birds returning season after season. Their voices were soft, measured, almost part of the city's own pulse, inviting those who listened to slow their own rhythm and breathe in harmony. The traveler walked quietly beside them, observing the delicate care in each gesture. A woman adjusted a lantern, pausing to study the shadows it cast. A man traced patterns in the dust with careful fingers. A child dropped a small flower onto a bench, a silent offering, unobserved yet meaningful. Even the animals participated. A cat curled beneath a wall, eyes half closed. A dog lay along the path, breathing slowly. Birds settled softly in branches. Each presence, human or animal, contributed to the gentle harmony of the city at rest. Near the Tower of Stillness, the fountain murmured steadily, its sound blending with the soft shuffle of footsteps, the faint whispers of stories, and the rustle of leaves. Citizens paused often, taking moments to inhale deeply, adjust lanterns, or simply breathe. The traveler sat at the fountain's edge, hands resting on cool stone, letting every sight, sound, and scent drift slowly into awareness. The city's heartbeat became their heartbeat, the rhythm of lantern light their pulse, the murmur of voices, a quiet lullaby from the terraces above. The traveler could see rooftops, winding streets, and softly glowing windows. The city appeared as a living tapestry, each person a thread moving in deliberate, patient patterns. Even the smallest gestures, the tilt of a head, the adjustment of a robe, the lifting of a hand to touch a leaf carried meaning, a gentle echo of care and presence. The traveler inhaled, exhaling slowly, allowing their mind to soften, their body to relax, and their thoughts to drift like lantern light across quiet streets in a hidden courtyard. A small circle of citizens gathered beneath a flowering tree. They traced patterns in the sand, placed smooth stones carefully, and whispered tales of leaves and rivers. Children observed, copying the motions with careful attention, learning the rhythm of patience and deliberate awareness. The traveler joined them, moving slowly, tracing patterns with fingertips, inhaling the delicate fragrance of blossoms, feeling a deep calm settle into every muscle, every thought, every breath. As the night deepened further, lanterns glowed more brightly in contrast to the soft darkness. Citizens paused entirely, leaning against benches, lying on patches of grass, or resting beneath trees. Their presence, silent and attentive, filled the city with a gentle, rhythmic pulse. The traveler observed and absorbed this slow, deliberate life, letting every sensation, light, scent, sound, and movement become a lullaby for the mind and body. Finally, the traveler returned to the base of the Tower of Stillness. Its unmoving hands, frozen in time, looked down on streets and alleys flowing with gentle life. Lanterns glowed softly above, fountains trickled, and the murmurs of citizens blended with the soft rustle of leaves. The traveler lay down on a patch of soft grass, eyes closing fully. Every sound, scent, and subtle motion of the city became a gentle tide, flowing over them, calming them, carrying them effortlessly toward sleep, here, beneath the Tower of Stillness, surrounded by the soft glow of lanterns, the gentle murmur of water, and the slow rhythm of attentive citizens. The traveler drifted completely. Time was forgotten. There was only presence, only care, only the quiet, endless unfolding of life, measured in attention and awareness. In this timeless city, sleep came not abruptly, not urgently, but as a soft tide, gentle and patient, carrying the wanderer deep into rest, into dreams, and into the slow, eternal pulse of the city itself, to the city where clocks have forgotten their measure. Before we step forward, settle comfortably, allowing your body to sink into softness, your breathing to lengthen, and your mind to quiet. Let your senses become attuned to this world of calm streets, gentle lantern light, and slow, deliberate movements. With each breath, feel the city's rhythm flowing into you, aligning your pulse with its quiet, patient heartbeat. The traveler rises slowly at the edge of the Tower of Stillness, stepping onto the cobblestones of the square. Lanterns glow softly around them, casting gentle reflections on the smooth stone. Fountains murmur quietly in the corners, and the subtle rustle of leaves drifts through the air. Citizens move deliberately beneath the tower, tracing slow patterns, adjusting lanterns, or pausing to inhale the delicate scent of flowers. Each gesture, each breath, each movement seems measured not by hours, but by attention, care, and presence. Moving closer to the tower, the traveler notices its base more clearly. The stone walls are worn smooth, their surfaces etched with faint carvings of leaves, birds, and winding rivers. Tiny nooks along the walls hold small plants, each thriving in a patch of soft sunlight or gentle shade. Citizens pause at these nooks, brushing lightly against petals, tracing the lines of carvings, or simply sitting in the calm shade, inhaling scents and letting time pass slowly. The traveler bends to touch a carved leaf, feeling the subtle grooves beneath fingertips, noting the care and patience with which it was created. Ascending the wide, spiraling staircase inside the tower, each step is worn smooth by countless footsteps over centuries. The traveler moves slowly, feeling each tread beneath their feet, inhaling the faint scent of stone, earth, and lingering candlelight. A soft draft drifts upward, carrying the distant murmur of voices from the square below. Each turn of the spiral allows a new glimpse of the city, rooftops, lanterns, and winding alleys appearing through narrow windows like fragments of a living tapestry. On a high balcony halfway up the tower, the traveler pauses. From here, the city stretches in every direction, illuminated by soft lantern light and the fading glow of twilight. Streets curve unpredictably, rooftops rise and fall in gentle waves, and alleys fold in upon themselves like quiet secrets. Citizens move below in measured patterns, adjusting lanterns, tracing shapes in the dust, or resting quietly on benches. Children hum softly as they walk. Elders whisper tales of seasons and rivers, and animals meander gently among the streets. Every detail, from the tilt of a lantern to the ripple of water in a fountain, contributes to a slow, harmonious rhythm that fills the traveler with calm. Descending slightly, the traveler reaches a small chamber within the tower filled with delicate objects, pressed flowers, smooth stones, tiny figurines, and intricate wooden carvings. Caretakers move slowly among the shelves, dusting lightly, adjusting objects with gentle hands. The air carries the faint fragrance of herbs, wax, and earth. The traveler picks up a small wooden bird, inhaling its subtle scent, and feels the patient rhythm of the city pulse through them. Each object, cared for over centuries, is a testament to deliberate attention, presence, and gentle passage of time. Exiting the tower once more, the traveler is drawn toward a hidden district beyond the square. Narrow alleys wind like rivers, opening onto small courtyards where lanterns hang low, swaying softly in the breeze. Flowers bloom in shaded corners, releasing faint, calming fragrances. Citizens move carefully among these spaces, pausing to inhale, adjust lanterns, or touch petals and leaves. Children and elders alike trace gentle patterns on stone floors, learning the rhythm of patience and observation. The traveler follows, each step slow and intentional, breathing in harmony with the city's quiet pulse at the heart of this district. A small garden opens beneath the glow of hanging lanterns. Trees sway gently, their leaves shimmering faintly in the soft light. Citizens gather beneath them in quiet circles, whispering softly, sharing stories not of events but of sensations, the smell of rain, the texture of bark, the warmth of sunlight on skin, the faint taste of honeyed bread. Children observe and imitate with delicate care. Elders speak in low, measured tones, and the traveler sits among them, letting the slow, deliberate rhythm of life wash over every sense. Night deepens, and the city exhales as lanterns cast longer. Softer reflections across stone walls and rooftops. The traveler moves gently back toward the Tower of Stillness, pausing beneath its silent hands. Citizens rest beneath trees, benches, and fountains, Soft laughter drifts from children, mingling with murmurs of elders and the distant murmur of water. The traveler lies down on a soft patch of grass, eyes closing slowly, letting the quiet rhythm of this magical city sink fully into mind, body, and soul. Here, in the heart of the city, the pulse of life is steady, calm, and endlessly patient. Lanterns sway gently above, fountains trickle softly, and the whispers of citizens blend with the rustle of leaves. Time has been forgotten, and with it, all urgency. The traveler breathes in sync with the city, each heartbeat a soft echo of deliberate care. Sleep drifts down like a gentle tide, carrying the wanderer deep into calm dreams beneath the Tower of Stillness. In the city where clocks have forgotten their measure, as the traveler rises from the soft patch of grass beneath the Tower of Stillness, the city seems to breathe around them. Lanterns sway gently in the faint night breeze, casting pools of warm light on cobblestones and alleys. A faint fragrance of herbs, flowers, and earth drifts through the air, soft and subtle, curling around each step. Citizens move quietly, deliberately, each gesture and breath measured, as if time itself has slowed to accommodate their presence. The traveler steps into a narrow alley hidden between leaning buildings. Here, the walls are lined with climbing ivy, and small lanterns glow softly at intervals, casting long, delicate shadows. The air is fragrant with faint blooms and damp earth. A cat winds gracefully along the edges, its movements fluid and unhurried. Children follow, tracing slow patterns in the dust, their soft hums blending with the distant murmur of water from nearby fountains. Every detail, every motion, contributes to the city's gentle heartbeat. The alley opens onto a courtyard where a small fountain, shaped like an open blossom, trickles water over smooth stones. Around it, citizens sit or kneel quietly, engaged in gentle rituals. Some arrange smooth pebbles into careful patterns. Others touch the petals of nearby flowers, inhaling their subtle fragrance. Elders whisper tales not of kings or battles, but of seasons, rivers, and the quiet journey of leaves through the air. Children imitate, tracing their own patterns in sand or stone, learning the rhythm of observation and care. The traveler sits among them, breathing slowly, aligning with the calm pulse of the courtyard. From the courtyard, a narrow staircase leads to a hidden terrace above the district. Here, the city stretches outward, rooftops forming gentle waves under the soft lantern glow. Citizens move below in deliberate arcs, adjusting lanterns, pausing to admire shadows, resting quietly, or tracing subtle patterns in the dust. The traveler leans on the terrace railing, noticing the gentle sway of trees, the soft glimmer of distant windows, and the quiet movement of life below. Every motion is unhurried, each breath intentional, each heartbeat aligned with the city's timeless rhythm. The traveler continues deeper into the magical districts, where winding streets open into small gardens tucked between buildings. Lanterns hang low, swaying slightly, casting gentle circles of light across leaves and flowers. Citizens pause at each bloom, inhaling the scent, brushing petals with delicate fingers, or arranging stones into soft patterns. Children imitate these gestures, learning through presence rather than instruction. The traveler moves slowly alongside them, inhaling the the subtle fragrances, tracing the textures of leaves and petals, and feeling the calm pulse of the city sink into their body. A hidden courtyard reveals a fountain whose waters reflect lantern light like scattered stars. Citizens kneel gently at its edge, trailing fingers through the cool, flowing surface, letting droplets fall back with a soft murmur. Nearby, elders whisper stories of clouds drifting across mountains, rivers curving through valleys, and birds returning to familiar trees. Each tale is slow, deliberate, measured in sensations rather than events, encouraging the traveler to notice the subtle, timeless rhythms of life. Above, the Tower of Stillness rises, its hands frozen, yet its presence guides the flow of the city below. Lanterns sway, casting delicate shadows across the rooftops. Citizens trace gentle paths through alleys and courtyards, adjusting lanterns, resting beneath trees, or arranging objects with care. The traveler finds a quiet bench beneath a flowering tree, letting the scents, sounds, and gentle movements of the city envelop them. Every breath slows, every heartbeat aligns. Every sense softens into the city's quiet rhythm. As night deepens, the city exudes a subtle lullaby. Lanterns glow warmly in each courtyard. Fountain water murmurs softly, and the rustle of leaves blends with whispers of citizens. Children move in slow patterns. Elders whisper quietly, and animals rest undisturbed. The traveler inhales deeply, feeling the slow, deliberate harmony of life here settle fully into mind, body, and spirit. Time has no measure, only presence, attention, and gentle awareness. Finally, the traveler lies down beneath the swaying branches of a tree in the hidden courtyard. Lantern light bathes the face in soft warmth, and the combined rhythms of fountains, whispers, and gentle footsteps merge into a calm tide. Sleep drifts down gradually, carried by the patient, unhurried pulse of the city, the subtle murmur of rituals, and the timeless flow of life that measures moments not by hours, but by care, attention, and presence. Here, amidst hidden gardens, lantern-lit streets, and gentle rituals, the city's heartbeat carries the traveler fully into rest. Every breath, every sound, every movement is a soft, endless lullaby. Time is forgotten. Life flows fully and calmly, deliberately and patiently, and the wanderer drifts into the quiet, timeless rhythm of this magical city. A hidden fountain reflects lantern light like scattered stars, its waters murmuring softly as citizens kneel or sit at its edge. Fingers trail through the cool water, moving in gentle arcs, letting droplets fall back with soothing whispers. Elders tell stories not of grand events or battles, but of the quiet magic in the everyday, the slow drift of clouds, the gentle curl of a river, the patient growth of leaves. Children absorb these tales silently, their eyes wide, movements slow and deliberate, their minds attuned to the cadence of presence rather than urgency. The traveler moves to a small terrace, overlooking the city's winding alleys and rooftops. Lanterns sway above, fountains trickle, corners, dogs stretched across warm stones, and birds settled silently among branches. Every detail contributes to the city's calm, deliberate rhythm, and the traveler feels each heartbeat. Where walls are lined with branches and pressed foliage, each infused with memory and scent of a passing season. Citizens move slowly among them, fingertips brushing lightly over textures, inhaling faint fragrances. Each movement, each scent sink gently into awareness. Outside, citizens kneel, sit, or recline beneath flowering trees, engaged in gentle, deliberate rituals. Water trickles from fountains into small basins. Petals are arranged meticulously, and stones moved with careful hands. Children follow their movements, slow, deliberate, humming softly, imitating the gentle gestures around them. The traveler participates fully, inhaling fragrances, tracing shapes with fingertips, and aligning breath and heartbeat with the patient, unhurried pulse surrounding them. Night reaches its quietest, most profound depth. Lanterns cast pools of soft, golden light. Fountains murmur steadily. Leaves sway gently, and citizens rest, move, or whisper in slow, deliberate patterns. The traveler finds a comfortable patch beneath a flowering tree, lying down fully, letting every sensation, light, sound, scent, and movement envelop them. Every breath slows, every heartbeat aligns, every thought softens and drifts into the rhythm of the city. Here, amidst lanterns, fountains, gardens, and whispered rituals, the traveler rests completely. Time has no meaning. Life flows deliberately, patiently, and gently. Every breath, every movement, every sound becomes part of a slow, immersive lullaby. Sleep drifts down like a soft tide, carrying the traveler deeper into calm, restorative dreams. The city's magical traditions, its gentle rituals, and its subtle mysteries merge into one endless, soothing pulse. The Tower of Stillness watches silently over all. Its hands remain unmoving, yet its presence guides the ebb and flow of life below. Lanterns sway gently, fountains murmur, leaves rustle, and whispers of citizens mingle with the night's soft rhythm. Time is forgotten. Presence, care, and gentle awareness fill every corner. The traveler drifts entirely into rest, carried by the city's patient, endless heartbeat. Before we begin this final segment, settle fully into comfort. Allow your body to soften, your breathing to lengthen, and your mind to drift slowly with the gentle rhythm of the city. Lanterns sway softly above streets. Fountains murmur quietly in hidden courtyards, and the faint scent of herbs, flowers, and stone drifts through the air. With each breath, feel yourself aligning with the patient, calming heartbeat of this timeless place. The traveler moves from the gentle neighborhoods and magical districts toward a contrasting district where buildings are taller, walls polished, and courtyards more expansive. Here, citizens move with an equally deliberate pace, yet their actions have a different kind of focus. Lanterns are arranged meticulously along grand walkways. Fountains are larger and more intricate, and gardens are cultivated with careful precision. Despite the difference in scale, the rhythm of life remains unhurried, patient, each depicting serene figures in soft, flowing poses. Citizens move quietly among them, brushing gently over surfaces, adjusting arrangements, and pausing to inhale the subtle fragrance of flowers. Elders guide softly, their voices calm, describing the symmetry of the gardens, the balance of stone and water, and the quiet magic of mindful care. The traveler moves alongside them, breathing deeply, letting the rhythm of deliberate attention flow into every limb and thought. In a grand hall lined with polished wood and woven tapestries, the traveler notices citizens engaging in quiet refined crafts. Hands trace patterns across cloth, brush delicate ink onto parchment, or shape clay with slow, attentive gestures. Every movement is measured, intentional, and calming. The faint aroma of incense and polished wood fills the air. Children watch, attentively imitating gestures softly, learning patience and awareness not through instruction, but through careful observation. The steady rhythm of mindful creation. Outside, lanterns glow warmly along wide avenues. Citizens walk slowly beneath flowering arches, pausing to inhale fragrances or adjust lanterns. Fountains murmur softly, their water flowing in deliberate arcs over smooth stones. Trees sway gently in the night breeze, leaves rustling faintly. Even in this elite district, where life is perhaps more structured, the patient heartbeat of the city continues, unhurried and steady. The traveler inhales, aligning every breath, every heartbeat, every movement with the calm, deliberate rhythm. Around them, at the center of the district, a quiet square opens beneath a tower, similar in design to the Tower of Stillness. Lanterns reflect in small pools of water, casting soft patterns across stone and foliage. Citizens move carefully along the edges, pausing to trace shapes, adjust lanterns, or rest beneath trees. Children hum quietly as they walk. Elders whisper softly, and animals move with slow grace among them. The traveler observes and participates, surrounded by flowering plants and smooth stones. Citizens kneel, sit, or recline, engaging in quiet rituals of attention and care. Water trickles softly, petals are arranged carefully, and stones moved with deliberate hands. Children trace patterns in sand and dust, learning the rhythm of patient observation. The traveler sits among them, inhaling fragrant air, tracing gentle shapes, and allowing every breath and heartbeat to align with the city's calming pulse as night deepens. The rituals reach a gentle peak. Lanterns sway softly, fountains murmur, leaves rustle gently, and citizens move in measured arcs, tracing patterns or simply resting beneath trees. The traveler finds a quiet bench beneath a flowering arch, lying back fully, letting all sights, sounds, and fragrances merge into a soft, immersive lullaby. Every breath slows, every heartbeat aligns, every thought softens, and sleep drifts down like a gentle tide, carrying the traveler deeper into calm, restorative rest. Here, in the contrasting elite district, life flows deliberately, patiently, and gently. Every movement, sound, and scent becomes part of a slow, immersive lullaby. Time has no measure. The traveler drifts entirely into the patient, endless heartbeat of this timeless city, embraced fully by its quiet magic, calm rituals, and gentle rhythm. The traveler leaves the central square of the elite district and moves along winding avenues that lead to quieter, contrasting neighborhoods. Here, buildings are simpler, walls textured with rough stone, and small courtyards are filled with wildflowers and creeping ivy. Lanterns hang unevenly, casting soft, irregular patterns of light and shadow across alleys and stone paths. The rhythm of life is different, but no less deliberate. Citizens move slowly and pausing often to inhale the gentle fragrances of earth, flowers, and night air. Children follow quietly, tracing patterns on the stones, mimicking the movements of elders who guide them with gentle hands and soft whispers. Every step, every gesture, every breath seems attuned to the subtle pulse of the neighborhood. Traveler walks among them, inhaling deeply, noticing the faint scent of moss, damp earth, and flowering vines, letting the calm rhythm of the streets seep fully into mind and body. In a small, hidden courtyard, a fountain shaped like a curled leaf murmurs continuously. Citizens kneel or sit around it, tracing patterns in the water with fingertips or arranging petals and stones in deliberate arcs. Children copy each gesture attentively, learning not through instruction but through observation and presence. Elders whisper tales of clouds, rivers, and the patient passage of seasons, each story slow, deliberate, and immersive. The traveler joins them, feeling the gentle pulse of the city echo through each breath, each heartbeat, and each sensation beyond. The courtyard, narrow alleys open to quiet gardens tucked between leaning buildings. Lanterns glow softly, casting delicate reflections in puddles and over leaves. Citizens move carefully through these spaces, brushing petals gently, adjusting stones, or sitting quietly beneath trees. Animals rest peacefully, cats curled in corners, dogs stretched on warm stones, birds perched silently among branches. The traveler observes, absorbing every sound, scent, and movement, letting the gentle rhythm of life fill every limb and thought. From a small terrace, the traveler looks down. Over the district, streets curve unpredictably, rooftops rise and fall like soft waves, and alleys wind through hidden courtyards. Citizens below move in measured arcs, adjusting lanterns, pausing to trace shadows, or resting beneath flowering trees. Children hum quietly as they walk, elders whisper softly, and animals glide with slow, fluid grace. Every gesture, every breath, every sound contributes to the city's calm, patient heartbeat. The traveler inhales deeply, letting every sensation settle fully into awareness. A secluded garden nearby holds the city's quietest secrets. Delicate flowers bloom in shaded corners, releasing subtle fragrances that drift through the air. Small stone paths curve gently beneath trees, and fountains murmur softly in hidden corners. Citizens kneel, sit, or recline beneath flowering branches, tracing patterns in dust, arranging petals in stones, or simply inhaling the fragrance of the night. Children imitate each gesture with careful fingers, learning patience, attention, and presence. The traveler participates slowly, inhaling deeply, tracing shapes gently, and letting the rhythm of life guide every heartbeat. Night grows deeper, and lanterns glow warmly above every courtyard, alley, and garden. The city seems to pulse in perfect harmony, each movement, each gesture, each breath part of a slow, unending lullaby. The traveler finds a quiet bench beneath a flowering arch, lying fully at ease, letting every sound, scent, and movement merge into a soothing tide. Every heartbeat aligns with the gentle rhythm of the city. Every breath slows, and the mind softens completely into calm awareness. Here, in the contrasting districts of the city, life flows patiently and deliberately. Every gesture, every sound, every fragrance becomes part of an immersive lullaby. Time is forgotten, replaced with presence, attention, and gentle awareness. The traveler drifts fully into the patient, endless heartbeat of this timeless city, embraced by the subtle magic soft rituals, and quiet rhythm that guide all who wander here into deep, restorative sleep. The traveler rises slowly from the quiet bench beneath the flowering arch, taking a gentle breath of the night air. Lanterns sway softly above, casting pools of warm light across the cobblestones, courtyards, and gardens. Fountains murmur steadily, leaves rustle faintly, and the soft steps of citizens create a calm, unhurried rhythm. Every movement, every sound, every breath blends into the city's gentle heartbeat, carrying the traveler further into presence, awareness, and serenity. Walking slowly through the contrasting neighborhoods, the traveler observes life from a wider perspective. In one courtyard, citizens trace patterns in sand and dust, children following attentively while elders guide with subtle gestures. In another, lanterns hang low among flowering trees, casting soft reflections in still water as citizens move, carefully adjusting petals and stones. Animals rest peacefully, their breathing slow, their presence part of the city's calm pulse. Every detail, the sway of a branch, the shimmer of lantern light on stone, the murmur of fountains, contributes to a slow, immersive lullaby. The traveler moves toward the Tower of Stillness one last time. Its hands remain frozen, yet its presence guides the flow of life below. Lanterns sway gently, fountains murmur softly, leaves rustle in the night breeze, and citizens trace patterns, rest, and whisper quietly. Children hum as they move, elders speak softly, and animals glide with patient grace. Every gesture, every breath, every motion contributes to the city's timeless, unhurried heartbeat. The traveler pauses, feeling the pulse of presence and calm that measures life not in hours, but in care, attention, and gentle awareness. In a small, hidden courtyard beneath the tower, the traveler lies on soft grass, surrounded by lanterns, fountains, flowering trees, and attentive citizens. The subtle fragrances of earth, herbs, and flowers drift gently through the air. Water trickles in soothing arcs, leaves rustle faintly, and whispers of citizens mingle with the soft murmur of fountains. Every breath, every heartbeat, every sound merges into a single, slow rhythm that fills the traveler entirely. As the night deepens, the city seems to embrace the traveler fully. Lanterns glow warmly above, fountains murmur steadily, leaves sway in soft arcs, and citizens rest in gentle, deliberate patterns. Time is forgotten. Presence, attention, and care fill every corner. The traveler inhales slowly, letting each sensation, each soft sound, and each gentle movement sink deeply into awareness, allowing sleep to drift down like a calm, endless tide. Finally, the traveler closes eyes completely beneath the Tower of Stillness. The soft glow of lanterns, the murmur of water, the rustle of leaves, and the whispers of citizens merge into a soothing lullaby. Life flows calmly, deliberately, and endlessly. Every breath aligns with the city's patient pulse. Every heartbeat matches the gentle rhythm of presence, and the mind drifts fully into rest. Here, in the heart of the city, where clocks have forgotten their measure, the traveler sleeps peacefully. The Tower of Stillness watches silently over all. Lanterns sway, fountains murmur, leaves flutter, and the gentle, unhurried rhythm of citizens continues through the night. Time has no measure. Life flows patiently, deliberately and softly, carrying the traveler into deep, restorative sleep, enveloped entirely by the quiet, timeless magic of this extraordinary city.